I'm getting a little teary-eyed. One of the saddest things ever to me is literally having to constantly think about how God, since the beginning of time, has always, it seemed like he's always had to constantly prove his love to humans. It's sad because it's like, man, out of everything that he has done, out of everything that he has provided, out of everything that he has created, including humans, including you, it's always like an uphill battle of him having to prove his love. Now, from a human standpoint, it is hard for a person to have to go around constantly like, man, when will it ever end? Like, what all? I've given you the very best of me, and that's not enough. You don't love me still after all I've given? I don't got nothing else to give. After all I've given, you still don't love me? You're requiring more love? Why is my love on trial? This perfect God could have given up on us long time ago. But he don't. Exodus chapter 20 verse 3. Exodus chapter 34 verses 14, I believe it is. God is literally telling Moses on Mount Sinai on 2 different occasions, right? Tell my people, thou shalt not have any other gods, thou shalt not worship any other gods before me. And what is interesting about this passage, these 2 passages, is God tells Moses to write this down, right? The first time he told him to write it down, he wrote it down as the 10 Commandments. But Moses, ended up breaking it because he got upset because the children of Israel, when he came down from the mountain, he went away for a brief moment. He went away for a brief moment to consult with God. And I'm going to say this because the Holy Spirit is literally urging me to write. There are times where people that are the most closest to God, preferably the chosen, they will literally go away and isolate for a moment to be able to have that intimate, away from everything moment, so that they could hear God clearly in the instructions and etc. About what's to come, what to do next, and etc. Right? Cool. So while he's away, those that he's leading, those that he's assigned to lead, I hope this resonates the way it's supposed to. These followers, these children have the audacity to wanna worship other things. Now, what I find interesting is Moses has no idea what's going on, but because God is a God that sits high and look low, he knows what's going on. So he's literally telling Moses, listen, make sure you right here, thou shalt not worship nothing else but me. And Moses goes to see what God had already seen, okay? And he got upset. He breaks the stone in which he had wrote the commandments on the first time around. And so God was like, nah, you gotta come back because I need you to write this down. And I needed to last this time. So pull it together. You know, you can't be more mad, Moses, than I am. Because they disrespected me. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how it comes again in chapter 34. So fast forward. It's so interesting how God literally says this. Not once, but twice. This is in a time of the children of Israel's life where God has already performed their 10 plagues. He has already brought them out of bondage, out of Egypt, right? He has already parted the Red Sea and made sure the enemies that have been holding them bound were destroyed forever, and they didn't have to look over their shoulders and etc., right? This is a time now where nobody shouldn't question, not now children shouldn't question who God is and the extremes that he's willing to go through to make sure that he shows them not just how much he loves them, but how much he will protect them from any and everything that he's afraid of, that they are afraid of, right? So now there's no questioning and no doubt in their mind about who God is. They know who God is, right? And then they see him, God sees them in a moment worshiping other things that didn't do none of the things that he did when he was doing those 10 plagues, that didn't do none of the things that he did when he had the audacity to literally separate water. Who's separating water? And destroying that in which was trying to destroy them. And indefinitely. You have no business out here worshiping anything else other than God. None. Especially when you've gotten a glimpse of who God is. Especially when God has done some things in your life that you can't explain, nor can any of those around you. And let me be very clear. Just because what you worship may not be an object, may not be a place, a lot of times it be a person. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you're worshiping that person and that relationship more than you're worshiping God, that is considered your God. You're literally disrespecting and violating and anything that you worship outside of the one and only true God is sure to fail. Because those don't make promises. And if they do make promises, they're sure to not make good on it. I'm going to need people to understand that God is a jealous God. He is a jealous God. He is a jealous God. He don't play about his glory, and I wouldn't either. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like, after all that he has done, why would he? Why would he play? God is a jealous God. God is a jealous God. You let that sink in. God is a jealous God. As always, I love y'all. And, yeah, bye-bye.